Alright, hello everybody. First of all, my name is Bullet. Secondly, today I'll be teaching you how to speedrun the New Game Plus any percent category for Ratchet and Clank 2 going Commando. First things first, if you're going to be running this category specifically, I strongly advise the Black Label version, as all the other versions currently, well, forevermore, will never work, because the Black Label version, there were 3 glitches specifically that you could exploit, whereas in the other versions, such as the European version, the Red Label version, Japanese version, PlayStation 3, blah blah blah, all those ones don't work. The reason why you want the Black Label is, firstly, the charge boots are really flexible, so you do save a lot of time there. Secondly, there's a couple tricks you can do in the Black Label version that the Red Label version and all the other versions patched. And thirdly, and most importantly, there is this thing called the Insomniac Museum glitch, and basically this will take you to the Insomniac Museum at the beginning of the New Game Plus game. And the reason why this is important is, as soon as you exit the Insomniac Museum, you'll be 2/3 of the way through the game, so that's why the category can be completed in 10 minutes. There's just a little thing to note at the end of this video. I made a little mistake. On Planet Yeedle I said you could use the decoy jump. According to the forums, or the guide that I'm reading here, it says that the Red Label version cannot do the decoy jump. Don't worry if you don't know what that is at the moment, you will see at the end. So basically, if you are in America, you want the Black Label version. If you are in Europe, there is a runner called Spider Shark 583. Again, I'll have him in the description, and you'll see his run and how he did it on the European version. Alright, and that is it. But just before we get started, I would like to give credit to 3 people. First of all, I'd like to give credit to ThaRixer for his Ratchet and Clank 3 movement guide. 8% of the tricks, I would say, are in this from that movement guide, so massive credit to him. He spent a lot of time on that video. Secondly, I'd like to give credit to Zem92 for reintroducing me into the trilogy and getting me into speedrunning. Obviously, I did copy a few of his tricks in here, or learnt from him, I should say. And finally, I'd like to give credit to Yoshi Pro 101 for the updated strats and just basically helping me save time. Obviously, I saw his runs, and a couple of weeks ago from the date of this video, he obviously got the new record, so props to him. Alright, so now let's actually get started. Thank you guys. Okay, so the first thing you want to do to make sure you have the valid saves, when you do defeat the Protopet, what you want to do is enter challenge mode, and when you do enter challenge mode, it'll ask you which file to overwrite, so you just overwrite any of those at all. I'm not going to do it now, obviously, because I've just already done that, but what you want to do is load up the save, skip the couple cutscenes at the beginning, and then once he's here, you want to pause it, and then go to options, save, and then obviously save over a couple saves. Leave one of them open for practices and stuff. So the first thing you want to do is obviously load the save. Now your timer starts at -15.7. The reason being is it takes 15.7 seconds to load into the game. If you were like me and you were using a burnt copy, it might take a little longer. Obviously you might have to adjust your timer so that when he begins running, as you'll see in a second, it's on 0. So now, that's when you want it on 0, as soon as he's in. Alright, so as soon as you can pause the game, go to Special, First Person, turn it on, go to Shortcuts, Insomniac Museum. Alright, now be prepared, there is a cutscene here. And you want to skip that.
Ratchet check.
You did it just in time if it goes Ratchet check, and then it skips. That's the best you can get it for that cutscene. Alright, so we're now at the Insomniac Museum. What you want to do is run backwards just a bit, and then press triangle. That was a good teleport. So you want to here have like 2.5 steps, and there is a cutscene here as well. Start spamming the skip button, which is pause. If you hear like a little drum beat, that means again you got it pretty crisp. Alright, now to skip the cutscene for the ship, just start spamming R1, it's the easiest way. Alright, so once you're at the ship, you want to pause it, go to gadgets, press up, and then press left, and that'll take you straight to the charge boots. You want to go down again, press up, press X, go across 2, press X, go across 1, go up 2, get the sheepinator, go up 2, get the shield, go across left to the 2 to the left. 2 to the left. So there's two strats here. One of them's pretty new. It's a little tricky, so you get the hang of. But what you want to do is come over here. So this way is the fastest, but it's also the most riskiest, because you can get stuck there and you can slide down. The main problem you'll probably have with this trick is sliding down. And if you don't know what I'm doing, this is actually a pretty well-known glitch. So if I show you my camera, once you're in first person, you have to double jump and then just start spamming square. And what he does is he climbs. I think that's pretty well known, you know, in the game, but I just realised then I should probably tell you. Oops. Okay, so you want to kind of get up and get to the middle, and then go across. But when you go across, don't stop mashing square, keep mashing it, because when you double jump and then you mash it, you get a little bit height. What that'll do is it'll get you over that little grey sort of double bar thing, because if you stand on that, even in the centre, you do slide. So you do want to keep mashing square until you are past that white part. So that's the fastest strat. Obviously for me it's pretty inconsistent, so I like to go up here and then just smash square. This way you don't fall. Right, so that's pretty self-explanatory. I went into a bit more detail than I need to. So you want to charge boot, stop, cancel. This is my strat, by the way. And then just do the same wrench trick to get up here. Now the other method that some people do like to use is they like to go just the main route. It's really self-explanatory. I'm still to this day unsure which route is faster. Obviously you can experiment it, you know, yourself. And either way, you want to get to this tree here. Now you want to come out of first person. Right, now you want to kind of stand just to the right of this bush. You want to aim. Hang on. Right, you see the lens on the rhino? You want to aim right there. Like, as in, you want to aim Ratchet, not the lens. So, I want to aim... Hang on, so let me get rid of all these morons. Okay. Normally I just leave them. And you want to charge straight across, and then cancel about halfway across the distance, and immediately hyper strike. So I'm going to give that a shot. Alright, don't do it too soon like I just did then, because you will kill yourself. And obviously don't do it too late, or else you won't be able to hyper strike. So you want to come up here, and there we go. Right, now once you hyper strike, you'll be through. Immediately double tap R1, so you charge towards the cutscene, and then obviously skip the cutscene so you don't lose any time, and you should be on transport. So that is the first planet out of the way. And then once you get here, start spamming the skip, pause, because there's a cutscene, and now just immediately run forward, jump down to... Alright, don't do that. Okay, so don't do what I just did then. Alright, so you want to jump down here, jump across here, jump across here. As soon as it starts, you will have enough time. Ideally, you don't want to ledge grab, so what you want to do is run to the edge of those platforms and then jump, and what happens then is you don't grab onto the ledge. Alright, so once the elevator's going up, just use the hammer command, so that'll just get closer to the target once it's up. It saves you about milliseconds, but you know. Look back and use the hammer. Get ready to use it again. Didn't do it in time, but did it too soon. Alright, you should get launched up. Get rid of these. You do want to kill them because they will bite your nanobots. I mean, it's all pretty much just playthrough as usual. Just there's probably a couple of good hints I probably want to give you here. Alright, once they're on the elevator, just jump down. Don't worry about pressing triangle. I mean, you can press triangle as long as they're on. Right, so as soon as he is in the room, use the hammer. But do not, whatever you do not do it too soon, or else he'll use the other target. Alright, get into the corners of the doors every time you let those in. That'll speed it up a little. Don't worry about these guys, unless they get too close, in which case give them a good whack. Again, you just try to go for the box. Right, this one you want to attack, but I'm going to show you a trick with the others. And I've got to do it in time as well. So what you want to do is go over here as fast as you can, let him attack, and then attack him. What I'll do is it'll allow you to kill them without sacrificing your bots. Oh boy. Okay, if you do mess up like that, just attack. I mean, it will cost you time, about 10 seconds, but immediately after you want to press follow, wait for that bot, and okay, enter. Okay, if that happens in your run, and you want a decent run, I advise you restart, but If you're not too bothered, just carry on, it's only 10 seconds. Right, so once here, first thing you want to do is charge out, cancel, get rid of those idiots on your way. Oh dear. Right, come down here, shoot those off. Now you want to stand here. Now this is the first tricky trick, aside of Bolden. Now Bolden, that was sort of tricky, but the tricks were straightforward. This one I'm going to have to show you the inputs. Now what we want to do is charge across, so double tap R1, and you want to hold L1, and start spamming square. And as soon as he strikes once, you want to do a lag jump. Now if you don't know what a lag jump is, it's one of these things that I'm doing here. Well, this is a side flip, I should say, but if you input forward, and then you... Oops, that was a bad example. If you input forward, and then you do the lag jump, so you sort of like do like a 12 to 9 o'clock rotation on the left analog stick. What that'll do is he'll do that forward jump, like that. And if you do that mid-air, after spamming square and holding L1, he'll basically transition his charge boot speed into the flip, which will obviously give you a lot of distance, and it'll clear this gap. Okay, that was a really good example. So, alright, so I'm going to show you how I did it. So, I'm going to charge cancel to the ends, kind of get around. Right, get rid of those idiots real quick. Now, I'm going to kind of... Yeah, this is really difficult. Alright, I'll try to hold it here. Okay, so get in line, make sure you're looking straight forward. Double tap R1, it's really self-explanatory, and hold L1, start spamming square, do the side flip. You don't have to hyper strike, but it does help. Now, this trick is quite fast, so I'll try to slow it down. Okay, so slowed it down to 0.25% speed, so I double tap R1, hold L1 and start mashing square, and as soon as I see Ratchet strike, I'm going to hold R1 and X and then move the left analog stick from 12 to 9, and he should do the lag jump. The reason why I'm going into this in so much detail is because you will be using this trick for the Black Label version throughout the game quite a lot. Another thing as well, if you are running the Red Label, you won't be able to do that trick. In the event you are a Red Label runner, you're going to want to use the first person glitch to kind of shimmy your way around. It's not the most effective method, but it will get you across. Just be very careful not to go too high like I just did then. And there we go, we're across. Right, so however you choose to do that trick, it's up to you. If you did do it the Black Label way, which is where you do the wrench swing, you will have to go into first person as you land here. So next thing you want to do is come up here. You can do the wall jump. Oops, sorry, made a mistake. You can do the wall jump part. It's up to you, but I believe it's faster if you stay in first person. And then you want to come up here and do that. So you skip that task over there. Alright, the next thing you want to do is charge down here. Be careful of that robot that kind of tries to stop you. And jump up here, do the climb. Do not stand on the elevator, because if you do, you will do the clank part. So what we just did there is skip the entirety of Clank. If you touch that platform down there, you've had it. You're going to lose so much time. You might as well just restart at that point. Jump up on this... Alright, so the next thing you want to do is jump up on this box. Now, there is a cutscene right where I'm looking now. Do not go near that. And be careful not to stay too close to the glass, because if you do, you'll accidentally trigger the cutscene and you will die in the lava. So you want to kind of, you know, look in this direction as you jump. Make sure you got your wrench out, and then jump up here. And start climbing. Alright, now once you're up here, you're going to notice you're going to need the magnet boots. You're not going to have them. Don't worry, we came prepared. So get your decoy glove out. This is the next trick you're going to need to know. It'll take a bit of practicing, but there is one key thing to remember that I didn't. You need to double jump at the end of it. If you single jump, you're going to go down. What I realised here is I didn't actually describe the way how you do this trick correctly. So basically the principle of this trick is when you do double tap and hold R1 and you come flying out, you want to steer to the left towards this 90-degree sort of looking platform that you'll see me go to pretty soon. Now that's where we go, but as for the decoy glove, the part I didn't explain correctly, while in the charge boot state you want to press L1 and hold it and then throw the decoy. Once you've thrown it, let go of R1 to stop charge booting, and then double jump. If you hold R1 when you double jump, he will do sort of like a high jump. I believe that's only with Clank, but still I always like to let go of it just to make sure. Once you've done the double jump, you want to start spamming square again, and you should be wrench climbing. That is basically what it is. I'm sorry I'm having to overwrite my recording here because I really didn't explain it correctly. I confused L1 and R1, which made the recording incorrect. But anyway, here you'll see the platform that I will go to and perform the trick on. So you want to come out, fly over to this part here, and start spamming square, and should be climbing. I mean, that was not the best part to land on. You want to kind of get as close as possible. Actually, what you probably didn't see there is I'm going to the right. So if I just look over here, I came out roughly where that wing is there, and I flew across, and you want to go straight to the right, so you want to come over this direction. So once you're here, you want to land here, and you want to charge straight to in between the boxes and the shop, and you should land about here. And you see this blue line? Alright, this is the next trick. You want to equip your Mega Turret Glove, walk up to the wall, and so long as the landing spot, I call it, is 90 degrees, and you're looking roughly at this angle, you want to press circle, so you deploy it, and then just hold forward and double jump. Okay, that was a really bad example. You kind of have to do it with a bit of speed, and you should be through. Like, hold forward as you throw it. That's why, if you don't do that, you'll end up doing what I did on the first time. So hold forward, and I'll do it again just so you know what I mean. So you want to hold forward so that you stop, throw it, and double. Oh, that one actually, that was a bad throw. Throw it, and then double jump, and you should be through. Right, the reason why we're clipping is normally you would need the thruster pack, or the jet pack of some sort, the one that you buy on that other planet from that shady dude. Since we don't have Clank, we don't have it, so we can't complete the level, so you have to do it this way. So you clip through this wall, and you'll see this sort of platform, so you'll see these sort of like inside of the tube effect, and you'll see this here. This is actually a collidable object, so what you want to do is wrench climb. You might slip down it, that happens from time to time, but once you're up here, you want to go out of first person. Right, now look, so let's see if we can... Okay, so behind Ratchet is a ship, in front of Ratchet is this giant drop, okay? So to the left we have a ship, we have the outside where we just came from, alright? To the right we have this massive drop, and you do not want to fall down there because the run will be over. Now I'm going to create a sort of like a stick that I can use for pointing. I don't want it. Solid opacity. Okay. Alright, hopefully the capture's picking this up. So what you want to do is jump from here over here. Don't go near this red part, but go near this white part. Once you're underneath it, hyper strike. And I'm going to show you why. There's only an angle I like to do this trick at. I like to look flat at it and then just jump and then hyper strike. Then you get into this cutscene, skip it, press the button, and charge down. Alright, now you want to go to Gorn. You're approximately halfway through the run at this point. I think you should be at 4 minutes if you record pace. 4 or 5 minutes, one or the other. Gorn's really simple, just takes a little bit of practice, a little bit of pilot practice. There are two techniques you do need to use. So as soon as you load in, skip the cutscene, press X. Now you want to hold triangle, equip the nuke, hold triangle, equip the torpedoes. Charge over here, you can spam square to save fuel, and start shooting, and then fire a rocket. And then that should be that one down, and that should be that one down. Another good thing, if you are deciding to speedrun, make sure you don't look at your capture screen, because you tend to have horrendous lag. Alright, so that's what you do. That'll get you a pretty decent time. That was not my best, I don't think, but that's the way how you do it. So once you've done it, skip the cutscene, press triangle to basically go back to the galactic map. Then you want to press down, then go to Snivelac. I don't think there's a cutscene here. No. So now Snivelac, there's one tricky part, and the rest of it is pretty straightforward. Just you got to practice it a bit, just so you know the boundaries and stuff. So this is the tricky part. Now, if you are running Black Label, there's a trick you can do. If you're running Red Label or you want to play it safe, there is another trick. So what you want to do is come right to the edge. Well, what a lot of people like to do is like to charge, cancel. What I'll do is it'll take you pretty much near the edge, because it will slide and stop. You want to range jump, so I'm going to do the trick, or just attempt the trick anyway. I mean, this one, again, it's very inconsistent. You want to practice this time after time after again. So you want to charge and use the wrench jump and do side flip, and then at the end you want to hyper strike. If you do that, there's like a chance of you reaching that ledge. Alright, so this trick does take a lot of practice. What you want to do is charge. So basically you want to get about here, more or less. Then you want to charge off and then do the wrench swing trick, and then do the side flip to the left, and then once you're there you want to hyper strike. The hyper strike will give you that little bit extra distance, but it can ever so slightly kill you if you're not careful. This is one trick that does require a lot of attention and a lot of practice. Okay, that was a pretty nice attempt at it. The only thing is that was pretty much fortunate luck. If you want to go for a nice time, you will have to practice that a lot. Practice landing in that spot, and then practice the whole trick. Now, if you are running the Red Label version, there's another trick you can use. You want to go into first person, and don't worry about going back out of it, because you will be in first person for the rest of this level after that trick. And just charge over here, throw a decoy, double jump, and just climb pretty much. Oh, sorry if you can hear music, by the way, that's not me, that is someone doing a workout in my house. Alright, so anyway, you want to come over here straight away. Now, instead of going the normal route, you want to go over here and throw your decoy, do the double jump, and you should be range climbing. So the same trick we used on the ship, only this one is a lot easier to do. You want to come over here, climb up and across, and get on here. Okay, so once you're on here, it's really straightforward. Fly on down, and you want to get into this corner here, and you want to just go straight on. And be careful not to bump into anything. Don't worry about taking damage. It's only one bar, and then stop. Right, now here, you want to range climb and get up and jump across. Now you want to go over here, throw your decoy, make sure you don't get too close, and this giant will spawn. Now this is one of the bosses. Get your sheepinator out and shoot, and you want to aim towards the middle as you traverse. So the reason why we went halfway across to the other side is basically because there is a trigger for the boss, and that is halfway across. You don't want to get too close to the wall. If you get too close to the wall, you'll trigger the cutscene and you will have to fight the boss, in which case the run is over. You're going to lose too much time. Anyway, so you want to get the sheepinator out to basically kill him before you start the boss battle, which means you just instantly win. So this is what we're going to do here. We're going to turn him into a sheep, and by standing on top of the target, the sheep will die. And okay, I was too far away, but if this happens, don't worry, just throw your wrench at him and then just fly across and activate the cutscene, skip it, and then look up at him. Oh my goodness. Alright, so it turns out the reason why that had happened was basically if you don't kill the sheep in time and it moves, i.e. it moved towards that decoy that I threw, the boss will spawn, but you'll have like 1 HP. As soon as you shoot him once, he is dead. Right? So if that ever happens, just shoot him, it'll be over. But make sure you do stand on top of the sheep. If it runs off, it is not okay. You need to kill it immediately. If you don't, the boss will have 1 HP and you will have to fight the boss scene. That's one thing I just found out today. Like, literally that has never happened before. Anyway, you will be in first person mode and you'll be looking this way. And what you want to do is just run back, press triangle, once you're at the ship, that is, and go to Smog. Now, there's 3 planets left, Smog, Greblin, and Edel. So, on the way to Smog, I think there's a cutscene. Yeah, Okay, so start skipping it. Okay. And once we get here, there's 3 main tricks that you're gonna need to master. The first one is really easy. The second one is sort of easy, it just requires a bit of practice. And the third one is one of the beefy parts of this run. So you want to use the set. Oh jeez, I did that wrong. So KMS. So basically, what we want to do is use that trick to, the same decoy jump trick to basically get up this pipe. Alright, now you want to come... I should have explained what I was doing there. So once you get up, just be careful you don't fall back. You want to try to grab onto that orange ledge that I saw down there. And then you want to just simply zoom across, throw a decoy to cancel. You're not going to use a decoy trick, you're just cancelling on the ground. And then climb up here. Once you're up here, you've got 2 options. You can do it the risky, slightly faster way. And by slightly, I mean like 2 seconds. Saved on your total time, or you can stay in first person and use a safe strat. I'm going to show you both. So the risky strat, let me tell you, I am terrible at it. So equip the rhino. You want to charge, so you land on those 3 boxes there. Excellent. Yeah, these ones here. If the rhino wouldn't curve, that would be great. Oh, there we go. So these ones here. So on the second box, you want to charge towards them, cancel, then hyper strike, and then you want to do 2 lag jumps. So you want to do 1 lag jump left, another lag jump left. So I'm going to try it, but take note, my trick is really inconsistent. Lag jump. Oh, okay. So I did the first lag jump, but I didn't do the second one. But if you do it right, the second lag jump will take you onto that there, and you should be good. If you do what I just did, sadly you will have to go back into first person, and then double jump, and then obviously climb up. Okay, that was really bad. So that's a little recovery. It does cost you time, so either A, practice that jump, or B, I'm gonna get the shot. B, just don't do it in your run. It'll save you 2 seconds. If you're going for a world record or a really nice record, obviously practice it. If you're not, then don't worry about it. So the other option is, once you get up here, so this is that same spot down here, so you get up approximately in the middle of the screen now, and then you run over here. You want to charge down. Keep going, stop, and charge again. And you want to jump up here and climb. And charge across. Alright, now you want to go straight to this rail. Now, because we didn't pick up the rail boots, this is good and bad. First of all, it's good because we can actually climb it, as opposed to having the magna boots. It'll just take us straight back down. But it's bad in the sense that this is really tricky. So what I advise you to do is take out your rhino, jump up. Now you see the brown handle, actually no, you see the handle, it's got 2 little bits on the end that brown. The part closer to the middle of the screen, you want to keep that basically on top of the flat side of the rail. As long as it's on there, you shouldn't fall. Now there's 2 ways of doing this grind rail. I'm not going to attempt the faster way. I will show footage from another runner who's obviously got it perfected. I don't do this trick myself because it is risky AF, and if you slip up, you die. So I'm going to walk across and just keep going along as normal. Even when you're walking it, you do have to be careful. So this is a slow route. This is a safe strat. It will cost you, say, about 5 to 10 seconds. I've not really timed it, but obviously, again, if you want to go for the nice record, you don't want to do this. And just keep going and going and going and going and going. It's really self-explanatory. Alright, I'm now going to show you how Zem did it. He has a really good time on the rail. I'll indicate when he charges and when he isn't charging, just so you know when to start and stop. If I fall off the rail, I hate my life. Almost fell off. Okay. So once you're up here, This cutscene will play, skip it. Now, it's a lot faster to just load that save. So when you go into load, it'll already be on the load you are on. So don't worry about having to move up and down or anything like that, just press X. And that'll always take you back to the start. Now once you're in here, skip that, and just go back in the ship. Okay, now you're on to Grelbin. This is a really nice level because it's super easy. There's nothing intricate that you need to know about this one. There's no fancy little tricks. However, the next planet, Yeedle, that one, there are 3 main parts to it. Actually, maybe 4, if you include one of them, that are really, really obnoxious. So once you're here, you're going to go into first person. You don't have to go into first person straight away, but I would advise it. And you want to come down here. What I like to do is kind of like spam between the two once you've started charge booting. And what I'll do is it'll basically keep you in the charge boot state while shooting, because the Yeti does get in the way. So then you want to just wrench climb up here, charge boot around. Oops. Alright, I could have done that faster. And skip the cutscene. Alright, get round, careful not to bump into anything. Okay, you know I meant to charge boot there, but I'm just really bad. And you want to come across, get up to this little bit of snow here, this one here, jump up on top, and that kind of fell off. Get on there, you son of a bitch. Okay, and then double jump, and then wrench swing. That'll give you that little bit of extra height to get up, and then just get in the ship. And we're on to the last planet. Now this planet, I believe, takes 1 minute 40 record pace, something like that, or 2 minutes 20, one or the other. Don't worry about cutscenes, there's none here, fortunately. Alright, so you will be in first person. You can optionally get out of first person before you go to this planet, or you can go into, or get out of it now. One or the other, it doesn't matter. In terms of time, you will be pretty much using the same amount. So you want to get out of first person here, or get out of it, on the other planet, and come up here. I mean, you can start the charge from over here, which is roughly where you spawn. So if you kind of look a little to the right and then charge. Okay, that was really bad because I had capture legs. I'll just kill myself real quick. I mean, I like to run up and go across. You lose about 0.8 seconds doing this, but if you watch somebody who does the proper run, they always do it a lot better. So the first thing you want to do is charge across and spam square. Okay, that's if you have the black label. Now if you don't have the black label and you have the red label. Alright, so what you want to do on the red version is get in between these 2 lamps, get about here, charge, cancel, hyperstrike. Alright, and then immediately start running towards the rocks. And just keep trying to jump, and on the second jump just press square and he should just strike. If he hyper strikes, don't worry, just keep going. Try to go a little to the right if he is hyper striking, just a little, and that should get you up onto this rock. So you're in the same place as the black label version. So on either version, the fastest way of getting across these rocks, and the easiest in my opinion, is to charge across, cancel, and then hyper strike again. Like that, and you'll be on top of this little platform. Now you will be feeling around in the dark a lot with these rocks. It's easy for me to show you them, but it's very tricky to master them. My advice would be, if you want to get the fastest strat, watch Yoshi Pro 101. He's got the fastest way of doing this. I, on the other hand, like to use the safe strats because you only lose a couple seconds, and at least you get to keep the time, because at this stage it gets very scary. If you're going for world record, just watch what Yoshi Pro 101 does, but I will teach you. So you want to come up here and keep running until you get to about this area here. So once Ratchet's shadow down here is visible, you don't need to reference it that much, just you will learn it over time. So you want to go into first person, double jump, and start spamming square. And just climb just a little bit to the left and just go onto this rock here. Right, be careful not to fall like I just did then. If you do, just climb it again and double jump across, double jump and strike. Alright, then you want to jump, don't lag on me now please. Alright, then you want to come up here, double jump and climb, Right, now you'll be on the roof. Now, this part, you will be feeling around in the dark. What I would advise is you equip the Mega Decoy and use the white sort of landing area as reference to where the edges are. So, once you are comfortable learning where all the edges are, you set teleporter down there, you can just about make out where it is. Alright, here's the edge, so I'm not going to go any closer. There's a teleporter right here. That just basically indicates where you want to go. So I'm at the edge right now, so what I'm going to do is charge off and then turn into it. So this one does require a bit of practice, but it's really simple once you get it, and then you should be through. You will need to practice this. This I can't really teach you as such on a video. You really would have to practice sort of like the feeling around in the dark for the collisions and stuff. So anyway. You want to charge down here, throw one of these just to cancel, and then you want to equip the Ultra Turret Glove here, jump up on here, make sure you're definitely on it, because you know, if you're not on it, you can't really do the clip correctly. So line it up, throw it, double jump. Okay, now, there's a special thing you've got to do with this double jump. Don't just double jump and go forward. This blue thing over here will not stop you, you will just go through it. So when you do the first jump, immediately do the second jump backwards, and don't worry about going back through this glass thing, because the mega turret on the other side will stop you from going back through. Just don't hold back for too long, otherwise the mega turret can push you to the side and then you'll go through and you have to repeat the trick, you lose time, blah blah blah. Okay, so I said in the video I was going to create a graph to illustrate my point a little better. So as you can see here, we've got the teleport, we've got the clip, and we've got the jump. Now once you have clipped out and you're in first person, you want to look forward, as I was doing in the video just a second ago. So we have the blue part on our left and we have the glass on our right. So you want to look forward throughout the entirety of this part. The reason why I'm illustrating it so much is because it took me a while to kind of grasp. Okay, so what you want to do is jump, but do not move the left analog stick until you are in the air. And then you want to kind of traverse all the way around, so move to the left and then kind of get behind it, and obviously you are going to want to double jump when suitable, so just before you start losing height you want to do the second jump. And then once he's flipped, you can then wrench climb this little black bar that's behind you. And I'm going to demonstrate this in this video right now. So the first thing I do is jump, don't move, now I move, and then I jump, and then I mash square. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, the next part is getting across here. Now there's two ways of doing it. This is my way of doing it, where I use the decoy to double jump and mash square, and I now get across. This is a safe strat, and this is also the strat you have to use on the red label. So in slow motion, I equip the decoy glove, I charge boot across, and once everything's rendered, you want to throw it, double jump, and then start mashing square. Now you want to keep going up, just so you're at a decent enough height so you can get across. Once you're there, you're pretty much done, there's no more difficult stuff. Now if you're running the Black Label version and you want a decent record, there is another strat that Zem and both Yoshi Pro have pulled off, and let me tell you, it is very difficult and very risky, but here it is. So basically what the strategy is, again it can only be done on the Black Label. You charge boot across, you begin mashing square, and when you strike, he does a side flip, then he hyper strikes to the left, and what that does, it basically saves you a couple seconds. Alright, that was great. Now you want to climb around this little bit here, and you're in. Okay, perfect. Charge over here, and skip. Now one thing I did forget to do was to activate the Tesla barrier, and what that'll do is it'll do just a little bit more damage to the protopet. Now if you're in first person, you will have to turn 90 degrees to the right and then charge, but if you're in third person, just charge immediately after you've skipped the second cutscene. Next thing you want to do is equip the Rhino. Now make sure, whatever you do, do not go into the battle with low ammo. Now, ammo management is a big thing. Now because I was doing this tutorial, I expended a lot of ammo, so as long as you're not spamming throughout the game, you should be good. I think you need 80 at least to do this battle, so be careful, manage your ammo properly. And next thing you want to do, don't use the slingshot, obviously you can't. So charge across, go into lock-on mode, and just start spamming. Just do not let go. Try to get close to him as well, because the shield does do damage. And you're done. That is it. Nothing else. Oh, gee whiz. Alright, so again, I want to give massive credit to, obviously, the people that made the game. But I also want to give credit to Zem92, Yoshi Pro 101, and ThaRixer. Again, I mentioned why they were credited at the beginning, but they will be in the description if you want to check them out. I'm pretty sure you know who they are by now. If you don't, do check them out. And that is it. I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching. Get on, you son of a bitch.